never been this cold in my entire life. I can't feel my fingers. Hello, we are digital nomads from South Africa and been traveling the world for almost a year, working remotely in the week and going on epic adventures on the weekends. But traveling with a South African passport and during COVID is filled with many problems. We almost had to call it all quits only after our first month of traveling as digital nomads. No country wanted to let us in because of COVID. Vaccines were still only for the elderly and the US, so we couldn't get it yet. And the countries that were open, we needed proper visas for. But here we still are, almost a year later, and still traveling as digital nomads. After phoning up many foreign embassies, going to countries we never even knew existed because they were the only ones that would let us in, and being denied at borders. So come along as we go on another thriller of a travel day where we get to close borders, have passport issues, and have the scariest drive of my life. So today we have about an 8-hour drive from Carriage in Turkey to Kazbegi in Georgia, driving over the border, but it's probably going to end up being a 12-hour journey because we're stopping at Lake Cildir, which is this amazing frozen lake. Very excited to see Lake Cildir. That was one of the main reasons we also came to the Carriage area. We were planning to originally go to Armenia from Turkey, but you can't just fly there. We're on the Armenian border, literally. But you can't drive over or you can't fly there from Turkey because they don't like each other. So we're going to head back to Georgia, drive over the border, the north of Turkey, and then be there for about 2 weeks. Go ski in Kudari, hopefully. And then we're gonna head from there to Armenia. We tested negative for the COVID. Yay! But today is an intense travel day, 12 hours, and Jared to get the job organized again. We have a guy meeting us at the border. He's driving 3 hours in Georgia to get to the border, and we have to make sure we meet him at the right time, and we're stopping at a lake, and we had to get PCR test results and it's not really like we can wait there for him or he can wait there for us. It's a border control area, so it's pretty gnarly. This was our driver from Turkey to Georgia. He's the best. 2-hour drive to Cildir Lake, and then we have about an hour and a half from there to the border of Georgia. Yeah, exciting. It's so beautiful. I don't want to leave Turkey. It is so nice. People are so nice. Everything is so nice. It's so affordable. Stay productive. So this is it. And block the sun. Spot for the big day. So beautiful as you drive through Turkey. There's just snow everywhere in these little villages. It's so nice. And last night the hotel, Ismail from the hotel actually went to the hospital to go see if our PCR tests were ready. And then he messaged Jared to check if we were fine and happy. No. They're such nice people. And the other reason why we're driving all this way is because the flights from Carriage to Istanbul were full. So we would have to fly Carriage to Ankara, Ankara to Istanbul, Istanbul to Tbilisi, and then get there at 2:30 a.m. and then sometime drive through to Kazbegi. Because we didn't really want to go, love Tbilisi, but we wanted to go to the snow. This is the lake. It doesn't look like a lake. It looks like just snow, but it's a frozen lake. This place is an absolute playground. So we just got to the frozen Cildir Lake. It is freezing. I don't know, like with this wind chill, I think it's probably like minus 30 out here. It is so freaking cold. It is pretty insane.
Merhaba.
Merhaba. We're gonna do a horsey ride, a snowmobile ride, and then we're gonna go ice fishing. Hello. There's a taxi driver.
Bizim taksici birader ikimiz.
Aka.
Çay.
What? Brother. No way. He's very nice.
Çok iyidir o. Namazlı, niyazlı, hocadır.
ride or sled to go fishing.
It is so cold.
Milk can't talk apparently. She's music.
I can't feel my hands. Fishes. Sharon is fishing in the ice.
That's a fishy.
I thought the fish was dead, but it actually freezes when it's under the ice and then unfreezes and comes to life when out of the freezing water again. And how was it?
It's awesome. I want to snowmobile more though. Can I go now? Yeah, hold it.
This place is such a vibe with music playing and people dancing to get a bit warmer. This might have felt like a little bit rushed, but it is because it was so cold outside that you can't be there for too long and the wind is freezing. We've been in the snow for almost 2 months now, but these temperatures are like minus 30 degrees Celsius and does not compare to any mountaintop we've been on.
Awesome. I want to go again.
I know, me too.
I want to go fast.
I know. Oh, we can?
Nah.
You want to?
No, we're gonna go snowboarding other places. Now you know like how good it is.
It's so cool.
You thought you were like, nah, it is so much more fun.
It's so fun, yeah. Did you enjoy driving it?
Yeah. Now I want to become a snowmobiler as well. Snowmobile, surfer. I now need to learn to surf.
There's just snow and snow for hours. And these mountains are so beautiful. It is 4 o'clock. We are still in Turkey. We've been driving in the car for about 5-6 hours. The border is closed for people. So we have to make a 5-hour detour to Batumi's border.
Yani
Sorry.
We're only gonna get to Batumi at 7 p.m. And then we have a guy waiting there for us to take us. I don't know if it takes us to Tbilisi, we're gonna get there at midnight. If it takes us to Kazbegi, we're gonna get there at 3 a.m. Tomorrow's Monday. It's not the greatest day for this to happen. Yeah, work is hectic right now. Just stressed, so I'm fine. But yeah, the guy who drove us to Gudari last time was gonna come fetch us at the border, and then when he got to the border, the people told him that citizens aren't allowed to cross now, only trucks at the moment. So yeah, pretty shitty. So on the road again. The views definitely made the extra driving a lot better. We saw the most beautiful places in Turkey. Turkish pit stop for 50 kilometers from the border, hoping we can, look how pretty that is by the way, hoping we can get through the border to go into Batumi. Gosh, it's been a long day. We've been going since like 9 a.m. and it is now almost 5 p.m. He is so good. He's been going along with all the adventures. He's the best. Thank you. I feel better after my little freak out as well. Had a little freak out. Feel better now. Now it feels like an adventure. Earlier it was a problemo, now adventure. We're walking through this border, probably walking for 500 meters. Don't know where we're going. I'm not sure if they think our passports are fake or what's going on, but we were waiting here for 5 minutes as I walked away with our passports. Now they're back and they're discussing things. Hopefully we can get to the border. Oh, there's a turkey. A reminder that for every new subscriber to this channel, we feed a stray animal. So please subscribe to help one less stray go hungry tonight. You can also visit www.buymeacoffee.com/kingfolktravels to help more animals not go hungry by buying a meal for the price of a takeaway coffee.
I think we're in Georgia, yay! Everything, like today, like post the fun of the snowmobile and fishing in the lake, everything's come for a turn, hey?
Yep.
So now even at the border we got stopped for like no reason at all, just because.
At the second border.
The second border, so at Georgia, like the Georgian border.
But it's a fancy border, it's very nice, it feels like an airport. It's one of the nicest land borders I've seen in my life. It's amazing. Look at that. Wow. After about 9 hours of driving today from Sarikami to Kash to Cildir to the first border being denied, drove to the second border, we got in. We first had an issue with our passports and our vaccinations, but they let us through now. Always a problem. And now we are waiting for the guy to pick us up in Georgia.
What is his name?
Bezos.
How do you say his name?
Bezos?
She forgot how to say your name.
Beso.
There we go.
Beso is the same guy who tried his best to get us to Godavari from Tbilisi in the snowstorm about 2 months ago. We made it to Batumi with the taxi driver, so the other guy will fetch us here. It is really cool, Batumi. It feels like a bit like Budva in Montenegro. So we're like, maybe we should stay here a bit, but I think we want to come here in summer, because I think, yeah, you should experience it in summer. This is the closest we've ever been to the Black Sea. Than the Bosphorus, but that's not the Black Sea, it's on, like, close to Black Sea. There's something very exciting about a harbour. It's like an airport, it's very cool. We've never been on the Black Sea. The Bosphorus is the closest we've been to it, really, because it's kind of on the Black Sea, but this is the actual Black Sea. There's some lovers. Oh man, it's cool. Anyway, but like, it's funny because the closer you get to Georgia, the more it starts to feel like Georgia as well. But the moment you get into the country, it's a completely different country, a completely different feeling. Like the architecture is completely different. Hey?
Yeah.
Like, because like it's felt like Borjomi a lot of times when we were driving along the border, like the Borjomi places.
It changed a lot. Like it changed quite a bit after like every like little city, like very different all the way into.
Yeah.
Batumi.
You get to Batumi and it's like
I think Batumi is
big
really
city.
Cool.
It's so cool.
We haven't actually.
Super vibey. Well, I think we'll definitely come here in summer sometime. And then we had to start driving again. A 6-hour drive to Tbilisi and then another 2 hours to Kazbegi. And this was already around 9 p.m. The last part of the road to Kazbegi is not something you want to be driving in the dark. It is the old military highway with no lights, lots of old Russian tunnels, trucks, and it was snowing. The road was so slippery and icy. So we decided to drive to Tbilisi, sleep in the car for a few hours till it's lighter, and then continue. I was kind of sleeping in the car. And then it was like, this is the last shop that we will get before we get to Kazbegi. And I walk into this place and I'm like, Jared, where are we? This place looks familiar. We're actually in Godavari. We didn't stop in Tbilisi for a break. It is 4 a.m. We're being Kazbegi at like 5. This is it. A road on a mountain pass filled with trucks, transporting goods from Turkey, Armenia and Azerbaijan through Georgia to Russia. The tunnels are only big enough for one car, but it is a two-way road. But the road is slippery and icy and there's huge cliffs that you can just drive off of. There's no light, so you can't even see. It is very scary. I didn't record most of it because I was just praying the whole time that we make it out alive, so you really can't see the extent of it. But it was scary. I do not recommend you ever do this, and I will never do this ever again. Many hours, many cities later. Just after 5 a.m. we made it to Kazbegi. We're gonna sleep now. 3 hours and then work. Very nice place. Good job, Jared. Very nice place. Very, very nice place. Our Airbnb host was very nice to open up for us at 5 a.m. in the morning. After literally 20 hours of driving, we made it. And if you were wondering, both drivers made it back home safely to their families in Tbilisi and Kash, and we are incredibly thankful for all their help. Thank you for watching, remember to subscribe, and the next video, I'll show you this incredible place, my favorite place in Georgia, Kazbegi.